Rule 8, base running. Let's discuss the difference between the baseline and the base path. Remember that there is a difference between the baseline and the base path. Baseline is an imaginary direct line between the bases. Base path is a direct line between a base and a runner's position when the defense is attempting to tag a runner. A runner is out when they run more than 3 feet away from the base path, not the baseline, the base path, to avoid being tagged or to hinder a fielder. Exception, it's not an infraction if the runner runs behind a fielder who's making a play on a batted ball, so they could run much more than 3 feet behind the player to avoid any kind of potential interference. Also note, when a play is being made on a runner, batter runner, the runner establishes her path as directly between their position and the base they are moving to. So at this moment, the runner's base path could be 3 feet to either side of where she's chosen to run at this moment. We'll hear things like, she was out of the baseline, Blue. Well, remember, we're not worried about the baseline, we're considering the base path. So in this particular scenario, let's say that the fielder misses the tag and now the runner runs back to third, and now the third baseman has the ball. At that moment, the runner has 3 feet to either side of her chosen base path. Sometimes it might seem obvious that she's out of the base path, but is she really? Once again, here we have a rundown between home and third. Each time the base runner establishes her path. So even though she seems far away from the baseline and may even continue to get further away, each time someone is making a play on her, she has 3 feet to either side. So it could look like she's far, far away from the baseline. That might be true, but is she really out of the base path? If we think of 3 feet out of the base path, we often use the outstretched arm of a player making a play on the runner as a guidance. So in this particular case, is she out of the base path? I don't think so, no. This video is a good example of a base runner establishing her base path. Play being made. Now the runner establishes her base path. Now the runner establishes her base path. And once again, she establishes her base path. She chose not to alter her straight line between the bases, but that was her choice. Each time she established her base path when a play was being made on her. Let's look at that again. Once again, now she establishes it. Now she establishes. Now she establishes. As I said, each time she chose to basically go straight, but that was her choice. She had space on either side. 3 feet on either side at this moment. 3 feet on either side at this moment. She chose to go relatively straight, but she could have varied either side 3 feet each time she established her base path. Let's talk about the look-back rule. When the pitcher has possession of the ball in the circle, runners may stop once, but then they must immediately return to the base or attempt to advance to the next base. This applies to all runners, not just the batter runner. The look-back rule is in effect when all of the following have happened. The ball is live, the batter runner touches first base or has been declared out, and the pitcher has control of the ball in the circle. The rule is not in effect when a pitcher is making a play on any runner, pitcher is no longer in possession of the ball, or the pitcher is not in the 16-foot circle. If a runner stops at a base for any reason with the pitcher in control of the ball in the circle, she will be declared out if she leaves the base. It is not a violation if a runner rounds first on a hit or a walk, stops to find the ball, and then chooses to go forward or back. We see that all the time. That's a norm in our game. If a runner stops legally and then proceeds to either base, no matter how slowly, so long as the motion is continuous, it can be extremely slow if that's what they wish. Or on a walk, the runner continues past first and runs or walks all the way to second. We see this all the time. If there's a runner at third and a batter runner receives a walk, hits first, and continues to go to second, well, that's a very normal play in our world. But once she hits first base with the pitcher in control of the ball within the circle, then the runner at third would have to make a decision to either go home or to retreat back to third. For a pitcher to be making a play, she has to have her throwing arm raised as if she might throw. She needs to be making some kind of a motion toward the runner. Simply holding the ball and looking at the runner is not making a play. I believe this video will clarify a few things. Pitcher's outside the circle, still outside, now inside because both feet are either in or partially in. Please remember that the look-back rule is in effect once the pitcher has control of the ball and the batter runner is hit first, which happens here. Girl at third returns. In this scenario, the girl at third will be guilty of violating the look-back rule because once the pitcher has the ball and the batter runner hits first, she does not move. She had to make an immediate move. Batter runner looks at the pitcher who doesn't have the ball, and now she advances to second. This is legal. In this particular case, the pitcher will make a play at the runner at first, and now the look-back rule is off. And here we have the catcher throwing to second. The runner sees the pitcher walk outside of the circle, and she is released. I think she has made a poor choice in choosing to try to take third, but she was legal. And please notice that the plate umpire has done a very good job of coming up to a credible position to make the call at third. Let's discuss the double first base. It may be used. It's not a requirement, but it may be used. You will undoubtedly see a double first base in almost every field that you work on. The white should be in fair territory. The orange should be in foul. A batted ball that hits any part of the white is a fair ball. A batted ball that hits only the orange is foul. When a play is being made on the batter runner, the defense uses the white, the batter runner uses the orange. If a batter runner touches only the white, it is treated the same as missing it. In other words, an appeal is needed for an out call. If the defense touches only the orange, it is treated as being off the base. Of course, there are exceptions, such as the defense or the batter runner may use either when the ball is thrown from the foul side. So if you have a drop third strike situation where the catcher moves to her right to pick up the ball, either the first baseman or the batter runner can use either the white or the orange. If there is a force attempt from the foul side, let's say that the first baseman misplays a throw, drops the ball in foul territory, picks it up, they can use the orange. Either the batter runner or the first baseman can use either base. On a fair batted ball or an errant throw that draws the defense into foul territory, so let's say that there is a routine hit to short, short throws to first, it's a tall, high throw, it draws the first baseman off the bag. She may indeed reach up, grab the ball, and physically touch orange in that scenario. Also, when there's a force play at first and the batter runner touches only white and collides with a fielder catching a thrown ball who's also only on white, that would be interference. When no play is being attempted, the runner or the fielder may use either base. After initially touching first base, the runner and the fielder may use either, such as a runner returning to first, a runner tagging up, a fielder making a play on a returning runner. In other words, the double bag becomes one large bag in these scenarios.